This is John Petrucci. I'm hanging out at Mesa Boogie, and I wanted to take a little bit of time to talk about the Mark II C Plus and the Mark V and the similarities and differences and some of the origins of the C Plus sound that's found in this Mark V. So over here we have one of my favorite Mark II C Plus heads, and I have it set up for a crunch sound that's pretty ferocious, pretty tight, and something that I would use for heavier rhythm sounds and single note low lines. I have the Mark V in C Plus mode set up the same way pretty much, and you're going to hear what they sound like. Now, when this Mark V was made, one of the things that Mesa Boogie really spent a lot of time on was to get the C Plus mode in this amp sounding like the best C Pluses that are out there. So they literally did that. They collected a whole bunch of C Pluses, listened to the differences, and took the best ones and the best sounds and tones and features and built it all in to the 5. So when you go to channel 3 and you select 2C Plus, you're basically getting the history of C Pluses in one channel and one mode here. Now, here's the thing. When these amps were built in the mid-80s, they were all different versions of the amp. Some had EQs, some had different transformers, some had reverb, some didn't, and they all kind of had a little bit different of a sound. So you'll hear that, true to that, it sounds a little bit different on this amp, but it retains the exact same nature and spirit, and the only differences might be the same as if you tried a different C Plus as opposed to this one. The cool thing with the 5 is that not only does it have the C Plus in there, but it also has the Mark IV and Mark I and a beautiful clean sound and all the modern features what you would expect out of a more modern amplifier. So I'm going to play an example for you, first playing through the C Plus, and then I'll play the same thing playing through the Mark V, and you will hear it for yourself. All right, check it out. All right, I'll stop there. That was like the beginning big heavy chordal sound. So before I do the single notes, let me just show you the comparison with this amp. All right. Okay, so that's a C Plus mode in the 5. Now let me go back to the C Plus and play the single notes, and then we'll do the comparison back. I can notice already as I'm playing that the same spirit and attitude and forwardness and ferociousness of the C is in the 5 as well, and hopefully you guys are hearing that also. So here's the C Plus single note stuff. Okay, now same thing with the 5. there you have it. There is the taste test comparison between the C Plus and the 5. As you can see, that amp has magic, this amp has magic. That amp you can't get anymore. This amp you actually can get. So check it out. It's Mark 5 and it rocks.